Just 6 months into his young presidency, Trump's approval rating slipped to a new low of 36% over the weekend, the lowest at this point in a tenure in 7 decades of this poll's history. Only 6 of the last 13 presidents in modern times ever registered an approval rating as low as Trump's latest number in ABC News/Washington Post and Gallup polling, most of them coming long after the honeymoon phase of a new presidency had completely worn off. Former Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton never sank as low as Trump has in just his first 6 months. Obama reached his all-time low of 40% just before the 2014 midterm election. Clinton hit an all-time low of 43%. Former Presidents Ronald Reagan, Gerald Ford, John F. Kennedy, Dwight Eisenhower and Franklin Roosevelt also never hit a 36% approval during their presidencies. Meanwhile, Trump is approaching the all-time low approval ratings for former Presidents George H.W. Bush, 33%, and Lyndon Johnson, 35%. Former President Jimmy Carter sank to 28% in 1979, while Richard Nixon reached 24% approval right before his resignation. George W. Bush bottomed out at 23% before the end of his term, and Harry Truman dropped to 22% during his final year in office. So who's to blame? Trump's approval rating slipped 6 percentage points overall, but even more dramatically among some of his core groups. His support among white evangelical Protestants and white men without a college degree sank double digits, and support among whites and rural Americans fell by 9 points. The ABC News/Washington Post poll was conducted from July the 10th to the 13th, 2017 among 1,001 adults with a margin of error of +/3.5 percentage points. Other recent polling shows Trump's approval in the same ballpark. 2 new polls released Monday from Monmouth University and Gallup show Trump's approval rating at 39%. A new Bloomberg poll shows Trump's approval at 40%.